we plan to have. Okay. Thank you, sir. Right, I'm happy to see because normally we have to tell that attendance will be taken. Okay, right. So we have it as. In fact, I was very keen that I will make use of my local resource, even though we had got pings from several national agencies, right? Because I'm quite confident with my PT's skills of motivating and demonstrating. Okay, right. So we have with us Dr. P. Alagaraj, right? So he's a PhD in physical education or sports from Tamil Nadu Sports University, right? Which is close to our institute, okay, right? And his specialization is in athletics. So he's a PhD in sports, specializing in athletics, and the PhD in the sports field, right? It is not that easy compared to PhD in engineering field. Okay, right? So they come through a more rigorous curve where they do an MPhil, all that stuff, right? So my association with him starts from I think 2011 or sometime, right? When I was on the panel which actually recruited him, right? So in fact we didn't have any PT at that time, so I was the acting PT or the faculty coordinator for sports, right? And so from the initial stages, right, he has contributed a lot to the institute in terms of sporting infrastructure creation, sports culture inculcation, right, all that stuff. And for a long time, right, even my understanding, I think schools and all, they didn't focus too much when we were all in schooling. My understanding of yoga, it was meant to be saintly, right? Yoga is meant for yogis, right? That was my understanding until we started doing the International Day of Yoga celebration in our institute, right? I still remember one year, 2014, when we started out, we did some school competition for government school kids, right? So the way those kids did the headstands and all, the Sirasasana headstand, I think that simply shook me from the bed. I do follow it, right? Not Sirasasana, not that extent, but to some basic asanas I do, and I see the benefit of it in the physical well-being and health as well. Okay, right? So for me, the first go-to person when it comes to physical fitness or any inputs on yoga, everything, it is our PTI. He's a senior physical training instructor, right? Dr. Alagaraj, right? So he will take over the session from me, right? PT, I don't want to delay further. Take over, PT.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Uh, Good evening, all and all present here. I am Dr. P. Alagaraj, Senior Physical Training Instructor of TTDM Kanchipuram. And first of all, I would like to say my sincere thanks to our coordinator of this seminar, Dr. Sivasubramanian sir, for giving me this great opportunity to give you some information about yoga. And this is basically like a practical session. And let me introduce some part of yoga for at the beginning stage. Santosh, please change the slide. And first thing we should understand what is yoga. This is a union of mind and body. So most of the time we used to work mentally, but whereas our physical alertness will not be there. And sometimes we will work physically, but our mental will not be cooperate with that. But in yoga, on understanding yoga, we can keep it together. We can unite or union this mind and body. This is called yoga. So whenever we do work related to mind, related to body, we have to cooperate each other. That's what yoga will teach us. And next slide. And so this is an important part. Just like yoga is like we have 8 steps. We used to call as limbs of yoga. So it is 8 step. Somebody cannot directly move to 8th step. So one by step only we can go. In that first step will be yama, is the external discipline, which will be dealing with the kindness, truthfulness, non-stealing, moderation, and generosity. And a niyama means like internal disciplines which will deal about purity, mainly cleanliness, contentment, austerity, and self-study, and surrender to our sense. The third one will be the important one, and asanas, which will be dealing with the physical setups like postures and like physical activity, which is mainly say. The next one, fourth one will be pranayama, like a breath control, So we are going to dealing about this vital energy which is passing throughout our body. Next one will be Pratyekara, then Dharana and Dhyana and Samadhi. See, one by one only we can reach up to the Samadhi. Samadhi means like it's reaching the highest level as far as yoga is concerned. Please change. And some benefits by practicing asanas. It will improve flexibility, helps weight management, it will boost happiness, builds muscles, strengthen bones and joints and muscles, improves sleeps, lower blood pressure and glucose levels, and boost immunity. So this is the major benefits, and each and every asana will have separate benefits. This is a unique benefit for practicing yoga regularly. Next thing. So this is a general guidelines for yoga practice. So just like that, we cannot practice. So it's like easy only. Like yoga should be practiced before practice, during practice, and after practice. Like we have three segment, and the first segment will be before practice. Yoga can be practiced with clean surrounding, clean body, and clean mind, and it can be practiced in the calm and quiet atmosphere, and it should be practiced on empty stomach or light stomach, and it can be practiced on a mattress or yoga mat or a folded blanket, and we can wear the light or comfortable cotton clothes. This is for allowing our body parts to move freely, and in the state of exertion, illness, in a hurry, we could not do this yoga. We should not practice also. The next will be in case of chronic disease, pain, cardiac problems, you must consult with a doctor or yoga expert before practicing asanas. Then yoga experts should be consulted before yogic practice during pregnancy and menstruation time. This is especially dealing with females. And during practice, we have to start the yoga practice with invocation or a prayer. And the yoga should be practiced slowly and in a relaxed manner, and we have to aware of our body capacity as well as our breathing capacity, and no, we should not hold our breath unless otherwise it was informed, it was instructed by the master, and breathings should be always through nostril. Whereas in some pranayama exercise, we need to breathe through our even mouth also. Breathe in, breathe out should be even used to do with the mouth. So that and all, when it is needed, when it was instructed, we have to do it. Otherwise, we have to do only in normal breathing. And like do not hold the body tight when you do some kind of asanas. This is yoga is meant for not to stress your muscles, not to harm your muscles. Like as far as our muscles capacity, we are going to practice. This is like basic. We have to compare only our body with our mind. We should not compare with the experts. Somebody may do very good the positions like postures and elevations and all. We shouldn't do without practice such things. And yoga should end with meditation or deep silence. And this is only during the yoga practices. The last thing will be like after practice, we should take bath. Even maybe after 20 to 30 minutes of yoga practices, we have to take bath. And the food also we can take after 20 to 30 minutes. And now we'll moving to the practical part. Let me demonstrate you the asanas. This is especially common yoga protocol was issued by Ministry of Ayush for promoting our health and well-being. And this time, since COVID-19 pandemic situation made us to sit in home. So these all asanas were implemented by Ministry of Ayush, and it was circulated to all over the country. And this like 4 stages of the standing, sitting, and prone position and supine position. Only these 4 segment we are going to see. It's very easy asanas only. If you can perform along with me. Otherwise, you can watch. I will share this presentation to you. So now we will go to the practical session. Please stay online, and I'm leaving this mic, and I'm going to that practice arena.
Once again, good evening to all. As I told you, this yoga should perform by practicing this prayer first. So now let me start the Omkara mantra 3 times. So you can sit quiet and you can sit like this, fold a normal folding leg position, and you can practice like 3 times Omkara mantra. Start with we'll start with standing asanas. First asana will be Tadasana, like we have to go into stand as a tree. So your legs should not be closed at muscles, it should not be wide apart. So it should be medium 2 inch in between your legs. So stand straight, keep your body straight and your backbone should be also straight. So raise your hands up to shoulder level, interlock your fingers and turn your palm outward like this. So with elbow straight, you can bring your hands up above the head. After you reach this position, slowly you can raise your heel up. Slowly you can reach your heel up. So after you reach your maximum position and stand there for 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly bring your heels down first. Then bring your hands down. Rotate inward and release interlocking and come to normal position. This is Tadasana. Next asana will be Vrikshasana. So in Vrikshasana, nothing but just you can place your one foot in the joining of the inside of the leg, like a perineal region we are going to keep it. So like that you can place it, and if you cannot place here, no problem, don't worry, you can keep it down. Even this also you cannot do it, you can keep it down here also. So it's up to you. So which level you can do it, that level you can practice. So keep your leg up into perineal region, then slowly raise your hands sideways, from sideways to upward. This is Vrikshasana. In this asana also stay for 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly bring your hands down. Then release your legs. And whatever asanas you are doing with the single leg, otherwise if you do only right side or if you do only forward, like any one action if you do, you have to do reverse action also. So it's like you can change your leg left, same position, raise your hands, slowly bring it up, do Namaskar Mudra, look straight, count 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly bring it down. Slowly bring it down. Don't bring it fast. Slowly you can do it. And you should not lose your balance. Now you can release your leg and relax. So now before going to next asana, you have to feel the asana. What asana we have been feel. Next asana will be Pada Hastasana. So for the better understanding, I am turning one side. So Pada Hastasana means we are going to bend and touch the knee, otherwise touch the ground. So in this asana also you can do up to your level of flexibility. So first position will be stand straight, feet apart, closely enough, 2 feet apart. Keep your hand as much as possible up and slowly bend. Now you can bend only the hip. Don't bend your trunk or don't bend your vertebral column. So what you have to do from this position, you have to bend like this. So what I mean, you have to bend only the hip region. So bend, 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 and touch the ground and bend your head towards the knee. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly come up. And relax. And if we cannot touch the ground, no problem, we can touch here. And even if you cannot touch your chin bone, you can touch here. So the main thing will be you have to understand that you can do your maximum and you hold the final position for 5 to 10 counts or 5 to 10 seconds. Then you can relax. This is called asanas. The next asanas will be like Trikona asana we are going to practice. So feet apart and turn your right foot towards the right side like this. You can place it and raise your hands. Now we are going to bend on your right side. Slowly bend, slowly bend, slowly bend. Keep the hands over the leg like this and look up. Look up and hold this position for 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then come up, slowly come up, slowly come up. Now since we did in right side, we are going to move it in left side. So turn your left foot left side. The same way you can bend. Slowly go, slowly go, slowly go, place and look straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then come. Slowly come and bring your legs closer and hands down. You have to relax. This is called Trikonasana. Next asana we are going to do in sitting position. So in sitting position, and there are a lot of the asanas are there in sitting position. So first thing will be Dandasana. We will see like this is a normal sitting position. Whenever you do some sitting asanas, when you feel tired, you can come to this position, long sitting position, and you can tilt your head back and relax. First, with the support of the hand, you can relax like this. This is very easy, and this is a easy relaxation asana. The first asana what we are going to see is like Vajrasana. Vajrasana means you can come to kneeling down position. So this is the kneeling down position. So you can sit on your laps. So like this. You have to keep your back straight. Don't bend your back like this. Keep your back straight, and hands should be placed over the knee. And you can close your eyes and maintain this posture for 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you can relax. In this position, we can do any kind of meditations, dhyana, or anything we can do it. It's very easy asana, but you have to feel the pressure on your front thigh and in the elevation of the ankle bones. So next asana will be, we are going to see Vakrasana. From after you do that, Vajrasana you can come and you can relax for some 2-3 seconds. Then you can do Vakrasana. Vakrasana means this will be folding asana. Fold your leg. You can place your foot near to the next leg. So right leg, I'm bending on my left, so I'm keeping it closer to my right knee. So I'm placing my hand here and I'm looking back. You can keep it. Hold this position for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Slowly come back. Use your legs. Now do in opposite side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can do like this. And the next asana will be like Sasakasana. So in this asana, sit in Vajrasana. So kneeling down position, the starting position, you can sit like this. And from this position, you can widen your knees. Like this, you can widen. As much as possible, you can widen. For making it good vision, I can turn my side. And make sure that your toe of that big finger of the legs should be touch each other. Then you can go. Raise your hands and go as much as possible. And you can place your cheek over like this. Reach your maximum without lifting your hip up. Your hip should be rested in the legs. So hold this position for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then slowly come up, and relax. This is called Sasangasana. Next asana will be Uttana Manduvasana. The same way, leg open, sit like this, raise the hands, and keep the right leg palm on the left back of the shoulder, like this, and left on the right back of the shoulder. Keep your back erect and look straight, and sit on the heel. So keep your back straight and stay in this position with normal breathing for 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly relax and bring the hands down and come to Vajrasana position, and you can sit. Then next asana will be Ardha Ustrasana, followed by full version of Ustrasana. So for better seeing, I am turning this side. So from this position I am coming back to normal kneeling position. Now we cannot place our fingers down. We have to place the foot down, flat foot, and legs should not be wide. It should be close enough. Minimum of 1 feet only you have to keep. Then with this asana, so place your hand here and don't widen your elbow. Elbow should be parallel, and from here first drop your head back, then bend as much as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the Ardha Ustrasana. Now the same asana, the full version of Ustrasana will be like without giving support. We are going to place our hand on top of the foot like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then come up and sit in Vajrasana, and you can relax. Okay, this is only sitting asanas. Next asanas will be like a prone position. Prone position means you are going to lie down on the front side, lie down on the stomach side. So this is only prone position. First asana will be relaxation asana, Makrasana. Makrasana means like a crocodile pose. Like you can keep the hand like this, closer to your chest, and bring it back to your head region. And we can place your hand like this, one on another, and legs should not be folded like this, legs should not be over like this, so it should be separated, and you can widen your legs and you turn the foot outside, and your head can be placed in sideways like this, and if you feel comfortable straight the head also, you can keep your forehead over the fingers. This is Makrasana. Next asana will be Bhujangasana. For doing Bhujangasana, you can keep your legs straight, keep it close like each other, then place your hand closer to your chest. Now you can lift 50%, this much only. This is Sarala Bhujangasana. Somebody cannot do full version of Bhujangasana, so you can do only half of Bhujangasana. That is Sarala Bhujangasana. You can come out like this and bend your head up. This is Sarala Bhujangasana. Stay there for 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down. Next will be full version of Bhujangasana. With the extended elbow we are going to do. So slowly lift your upper body up. Cobra pose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly come down. Release your hands. Place it there in front of the head. Then let release and relax in this Makarasana position. Next asana will be, we are going to do Salabhasana. So Salabhasana means now for Bhujangasana we lifted our front body, so upper body. Now we are going to lift our lower body. So release the hands, keep the hand side close to the chest, and for the better lifting you can keep the hands inside your thighs. Then you can place your cheek like this, and now you can lift your legs as much as possible. Stay in this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly bring it down. Take out the hands and bring to head region and take rest in Makarasana. After this, now we can go to Dhanurasana. Fold legs, catch the angle of legs. Now we are going to lift both upper body and lower body together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly bring it down. Release and come to Makarasana. Next will be like supine position. We are going to lie down on our back side. In this lying down position, first relaxation asana will be Savasana. Just like that you can sleep. As I told in Makarasana, don't cross your leg, don't lift it, don't sleep like this. So legs should be down, leg apart, and 4 feet outward, and hands little bit away to the hip region, and palms facing upward, and keep your head straight, and you can close your eyes and concentrate on your breath. Slowly breathe in, slowly breathe out. Okay, this is Savasana, and first asana will be Atta Halasana. We are going to. There is a full version of Halasana, but in Brahma Yoga Putaka only Artha Halasana is there. So legs together, hands also close to the body, and turn the palms towards the ground side. Now we are going to lift our only legs, extended knee leg up to 90 degrees, like this. Slowly lift without lifting your hip region. Lift and stay in this position for 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly bring it down. Slowly bring it down. Slowly. Relax. Now the same thing. Leg apart, hands also away to the body, and palm facing upward, head straight, and you can close your eyes and take rest for 2 to 3 minutes. Next asana will be Pavan Muktasana. In this asana again, fold your legs close to chest region, and interlock the fingers and catch as much as possible tightly. Then bring your upper body up like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly go down. Release your legs. Place your hands down. Palms up. Leg out. Put out and relax. Next will be Sedu Bandhasana. So fold your leg and place it in the ground closer to your hip region and catch. How do you catch in Dhanurasana? Like that catch. And now with the help of the catching the hand, we are going to lift our hip region as much as possible. Without lifting the foot, you can lift as much as possible and hold this position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly come down. Place it in the ground. Release the legs and relax. And the last asana will be like Uddana Padasana. In Artha Halasana, we are lifting up to 90 degree. Now we are going to lift only 45 degree. So from the relaxation position, hands closer to the body and turn the palms to the ground side. Joint legs and slowly lift our body lower body up to 45-degree angle and keep the toe out, and you can look at like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then slowly put your head down and legs down and relax and hands out. Keep your legs straight, head straight, foot outside. Relax for 2 to 3 minutes. This is only supine position. So 4 segments of yoga. Main segments like standing asana, sitting asana, prone position asana, and supine position asana. These are the asanas, basic asanas we can practice. So we cannot go to the higher side of the flexibility asanas. So this is the basic side. We can practice the basic side for a couple of days, even couple of weeks or months. Then we can move to intermediate level. So when we practice regularly only, we will reach. Today you may not touch your knee. Somebody may not touch even the angle. So when you do practice, when you do continuous of practices, then it will be easy for you to reach your maximum level of flexibility. And as far as our body system is concerned, each body part is having separate function. For example, this elbow, we can do flexion and extension, and we cannot do super flexion or super extension. So this is only allowed movement. Within the allowed movement, we can reach the maximum range of motion. Flexibility is concerned with range of motion. So this, I can do only this much. Now this elbow can do this extent, and with that extent, with that grip and with that power, we can lift our whole body also up. So like that, one can attain the maximum range of motion, maximum flexibility capacity by practicing regularly. And the same thing, anything, if you practice the whole order, we used to say it in mindfulness. If you practice mindfulnessly, then definitely there will be some improvement. And you can see your own achievement after some couple of days. You can measure your all your even strength, endurance, flexibility, even for your wellness also we can improve. And there is proper inhalation and exhalation. Now I did not tell any inhalation and exhalation because it has to be practiced after a couple of some easy movements. So whenever we are coming up, whenever we are opening our chest, we have to breathe in. Then only what we used to do, we can get more air on your lungs. When we get more air on your lungs, it will be easily oxygenated and it will go to all part of the body. So whenever you are bending down, we can do proper breathe out. So breathe in and breathe out proper, we have to do it. That segment is coming tomorrow like pranayama. So I will finish by this asana itself. And tomorrow we will see even the same yoga protocol we will do, even little more faster. Then we will concentrate on pranayama. So pranayama is nothing but like breathing exercises. How to breathe, how to increase our lung capacity, how to get our proper breathing. That only it is coming into pranayama. There are variety of pranayama which will suit us. We can do it. So with this, we will practice the session today, and we will see tomorrow. For finishing the practice, we will do some kind of closing prayer. So closing prayer, how it will be like, sit straight in any asanas. Any asanas you can sit, or Vajrasana, or normally folded leg, or Padmasana, or Sukhasana. So Sukhasana is nothing but we can keep only one leg up. This is Sukhasana. Padmasana means one leg up and both legs should be upside. And this is Padmasana. Any asana we can sit. And there are some mudras, Dhyana mudra, Nasika mudra, and mantra, some mudras are there. So for this meditation, we can keep Dhyana mudra. So right hand over left hand, either you can keep it. Either left hand or right hand you can keep it. So with this, you can keep it. Always remember your backbone should be straight, and when you sit in position, you should not look it down. You should not put the head down. You have to keep your head up. Not in the normal position, little bit you can elevate it up, and you can keep the hand like this, and you can do any chanting. So for finishing the practice, we will do 3 times Omkar mantra. Let me start. After closing the eyes, you can start. After you do this Omkar mantra, don't open your eyes. Slowly, gently rub your palms. Slowly rub your palms and apply over your eyebrows, eyes, and you can full face, and you can grasp the hands, and you can bring it on the chest and come to your stomach region and nicely wipe it and bring it to your leg and to the ground. Then open your palms like this and look at your palms, and you can finish the practice. With this practice, I will conclude my session. Once again, I thank Dr. Sosalun sir for giving me this great opportunity to share my yoga practice with you. And I want to thank all the participants for present listening. And I hope I share some of my knowledge with you. I will meet you tomorrow also with the same time with a little more pranayama and meditation procedures. Thank you so much. We will meet once again. Thank you all. Thank you, bye.
Thank you,
Thank you all.
Thank you, PT.
Good evening, one and all again. Welcome for the second session of yoga practice. And today, actually, we are going to do pranayama. Yesterday, we have seen some of the common yoga protocol asanas. Today, we are going to practice pranayama, which will be dealing with breathing exercise. Go to first slide, Sanders. So it's like a lot of the time you might observe the word pranayama, and this all theory is considered like pranayama is breathing exercise, and prana means it's life force or vital energy, and yama means control or master over the breathing things. So some like basics things you want to know, like breathe control. If you have breathe control, if you have breathe count, then you will have control over your emotions. That's what it's made to let's say all those things. Like we may experience lack of focus and negative emotions like anxiety, fear, worry, tension, depression, and anger. So this is based on our when you feel if you cross your normal emotions, then automatically all the listed things will come. And like when you focus on your breathing, you will feel goodness of your emotions, and you will feel good in your thoughts also. So we must practice breathing exercise for being a normal state of emotions. Next one. And how to do pranayama, like we are always any asanas or meditation or pranayama should be start with slow and steady. We have to keep our backbone straight, and it's like uh, first thing we have to know is what is the basic of breathing, like breathing in and breathing out, and where we are concentrating. Most of the time we are not fully breathing in, just like only half of the lungs, or even one third of the lungs only we are breathing. That's what we are running with fast breathing. So once if you master your exhalations or complete breathe out, so what you used to do, when you read about the respiratory system, like breathing in, breathing out, and holding the breath, even lot of the definitions of the vital capacity, tidal volume, respiratory reserve volume, like that, lot of the theories are there in the respiratory system. We don't want to go into it much. Yes, this is a basic of respiration only. So like we have to first know that mastering the exhalation, like exhalation is breathing out. Then once if you get the proper exhalation, automatically you will get to breathe in completely. So if you keep some amount of air in the stomach, means we cannot completely breathe in. There is residual volume of the breath will not make you to breathe completely. And then we can close our eyes and we can focus in between our eyebrows when you are doing this. And when you feel discomfort, when you feel difficulty, when you feel pain, so please stop doing pranayama and wait for some. You can relax yourself and you can stop doing any breathing exercises. And then after that, like after pranayama, we have to end the session with the meditation, and you can lie down and do savasana position, and you can do relaxation. And any pranayama exercise should not practice with vigorous movement, and as well as it should not be practiced without any supervision. Otherwise, until otherwise, if you discuss with yoga master doctor, and when to practice, it's like early morning is the ideal time, and we can practice any time of the day. And ideal time will be early morning, or it will be in the evening time also. But any this, motivational aspects of some breathing exercise can be done in the daytime, but advisable will be early morning, and you can do in the evening. And some pranayama practical tips, like you can, like yesterday I told you that attire should be free to do, and it should be light and comfort dress. And that I say yes. Yesterday I told you, like sitting position, any one normal sitting position, or normal one leg up, Artha Padmasana or Padmasana or Vajrasana, any comfort asana. And even if you cannot sit down, you can sit in the chair itself, and you can start doing pranayama. And please have the regular time, regularity of the timing to the asanas and pranayama, that it may be adapted to the particular time. And the same place, try to do it the same place and the same time, so it will be easy, you can easily adapt it that. And whether if pleasant weather is there, you can practice in outdoor also. And most common thing will be, we should not practice under air conditions or any fans. It should be that open window and a natural airflow should be there. So with the AC and all, if you do not, then we have to modify, and your air passes and everything will be get confused. And daily practice should be done with empty stomach only. And don't to force, like when you do pranayama, don't force. You just go with the regular flow of the breath, unless it is instructed. And uh, slow and steady practice will be very effective in pranayama. That's what some gentle tips about pranayama. Next thing, and these are the benefits of pranayama. Like everything is coming under helps in reserving heart diseases out. Then increase energy and provides a sense of calm, peace, and balance. And increase blood flow and slows the heart rate. Increase power of positivity, reduces the feeling of depression, anxiety, anger, and confusion. And reduces the pain and engages the body immune system, and reduces the stress and helps controlling thoughts. So this is a gentle benefits. And now, and any changes in breathing will affect your total system of our body, because from because we need water, air, and food. All these three only we are taking it from outside, so we have to be very conscious. And pure water we can get, even RO water, sorry, any water. In food also we can be calculated, but air, it should be very unpolluted air should be breathing in. So we have to keep our surroundings clean. And for breathing, at least we need to have a pleasant breathing. Then only all our systems, because when you are breathing the air, our body systems, our lungs will be oxygenated, and it is taking oxygen and releasing the carbon dioxide. So we need to do the proper breathing exercises to keep our lung capacity, and which is the vital energy for our total function of the body. Next will be, I think, practical session. So today we are going to focus. There are 10 types of pranayama. Today we are going to see only four major type of pranayamas. That will be primary, Bastrika, and Kapalbhati, and last one will be Nadi Shodhana. So only all these four pranayamas only we are going to practice. So each pranayama I'm going to do it for 3 times, and you can do along with me. And if you feel any uncomfort, and if you are not, if you don't want to do it, you can no problem sit quiet and watch, and see the techniques what it is mentioned in the video. So first pranayama will be like Brahmari pranayama. So I'm going to do the practical session. Please keep watching.
Good evening all. Once again, we will start our session with prayer. So 3 times Omkara we will do it. So you can keep this prayer mantra, and you can close your eyes and please do 3 times Omkara. Slowly breathe in and breathe out, then start. Breathe in, then start. Then take one more breath in, breathe out, then take deep breathe in. Start. Normal breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in deeply. Say now you can sit any your comfortable position. You can fold like this, and you can keep one leg up. You can even sit in Vajrasana like yesterday I told you. You can sit in this. Any comfortable asanas you can sit. Otherwise you can sit on the chair, no problem. But only one thing, you have to keep your back straight. Don't bend, don't turn any side. Just keep straight. So that is ideal. So I am doing with Ardha Padmasana. So one leg up, I am doing. So first asana will be Brahmari asana, pranayama. That's like we are doing humming sound when we are breathing out. It's very easy. So sit in this position. Okay. Then keep your back straight. Head and down. Don't elevate it up. Don't elevate it down. Just look straight. And take the hands with your index finger. Just go to the air. Inside there will be one window kind of thing will be there. Just keep it. Don't close. Just gently keep it. Gently keep it and take deep breath. And when you are going to release, you can do some humming, something like that. You have to do it. Okay. So we can do some 5 count. 5 times breathe in, 5 times breathe out. Like 3 times we will do it. So first time we are going to do. Keep the hand like this and take breathe. Now you can close your eyes. Start humming sound. Again deep breathe. Breathe out on humming sound. Deep breathe. Breathe out. Breathe in. last time. Breathe out and do humming sound. You now take your hands out. So this is one round of Brahmari Pranayama. So when you are doing this normal breathe, we are not forcing our breath in, you are not forcefully breathe out. We are doing normally only. So when you are doing normal breathe and normal breathe out, so you will get good concentration. You can feel your breathing in, breathing out. So like when you are breathing in, immediately you are going to breathe. You are not going to hold it. And without any proper practice, the holding will not be advisable in pranayama, for any pranayama. Pranayama should be practiced for more than 3 months to 4 months. Then only we can go for breathing, holding the breath. Even the holding time will be 50% of the breathing in or breathing out time. So don't try breathe hold from the beginning. So now normal breathe in, normal breathe out. With keeping the hands here, which keeping your index finger here, and don't just when you are going to do humming sound to feel better, you can close the air, and when you do the humming sound, it will be very good. So at the time when your airflow is reduced, the sound also will be reducing. You can feel it. So one more round we will do it same way. Keep a finger here and close your eyes and take deep breath. Just to fill the full air in your lungs. Keep here and please breathe in. Do humming sound. Second round, breathe in. Third round. Fourth round. Fifth and last one. Breathe in. Breathe out with the humming sound. And relax. And even some advanced stages are there, like we can do Sanmukhi Mudra, the same Brahmari Pranayama only. We can do Sanmukhi Mudra. You may see in some pictures like this. So all fingers should close. The little two fingers will be kept in the below the lips, and next fingers will be like ring finger will be touched in the the top lips, and this index finger should touch our the nose, and these two fingers may touch this eyebrows, and the thumb should touch here. So like this also we can practice. So this is the final position. This is the utmost Brahmari Pranayama. We can practice like this. This mudra is called Sanmukhi Mudra. With the giving Sanmukhi Mudra, if you do Brahmari Pranayama, will be very good. So we will move into next pranayama, Bhastrika Pranayama. So in this pranayama, now our inhalation will be slow and exhalation will be fast. So same sitting position. So what we are going to do, I am going to keep my hand like this. So hand should not be go like this. Our elbow should not go away. It should be close to my body. So what when I am lifting my hand up, I am inhaling. And when I am bringing it down, I am going to exhale forcefully. Now don't do forcefully, slowly, rhythmically we can do it. So keep the hand like this, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Like this, 8 times we are to do in one set, like that 3 sets we will do. So set 1, So first we'll inhale and exhale. Start 1. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And slowly also you can do it. So let me demonstrate slowly. So like that we can do. So in starting time we can do slowly inhale and slowly exhale. In after some continuous practices, some couple of days and weeks practice, we can do fast. Like that we can do fast also. And even now if you see after some couple of practices, when you are master that without doing hand movement, you can do it again. Like that we can practice. So now, like as usual, we will do lifting the hand and normal breathing count down. Like that we have to do second set. So set 2, keep the hands like this and slowly breathe in, slowly breathe out. Breathe in, 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 breathe out. This is second round, and one more round we will do Vastrika with the normal breathing and breathe out. So once more, please keep the hand like this. While raising your hand, you can breathe in. While bringing hands down, you can breathe out. So start step 1. Breathe out, breathe in, 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 breathe out. So this is only Vastrika. So now we are doing, so we are making the concentration like when you are lifting the hands up, we are breathing in, complete breathing in, and when you are coming down, we are breathing out. So this is the Vastrika Pranayama. It will be good for your respiratory system, like especially breathing in and breathing out. When you are doing with the count, it will be very nice. And here there will be no hole in the breath. So we are breathing in, immediately we are breathing out. So like how we have to do, you can do 10 times in one set. So after 10 you finish, just come down, take normal breathe and breathe out 2-3 times. Then you can start again the second set. Like that you can do 3 sets, the Vastrika. Then next one will be like Kapalbhati Pranayama. So Kapalbhati Pranayama means like we are going to pump the stomach and we are going to release the breath. So in this Pranayama, like both inhalation and exhalation will be there. As far as the exhalation is concerned, inhalation will be very light and exhalation will be little bit forced. So like how you have to do, keep sitting the same position, do Namaskara Mudra or Dhyana Mudra and keep your right hand over your stomach. Now how you are going to do now, when you are going to pump, when you are going to pull inward your stomach, you are going to exhale. So deep breathe. So now the stomach should go out like this. When you are going to breathe out, this stomach should pump the air. So what you do, breathe in. So this also you can do for 6 to 8 times in one set. So keep like this, breathe in, now pump and release air. Like that. We can do it. Or if you want to do follow the counting time, you can do 6 count to 8 count in the first time. Then you can increase later on. And if you want to do for the seconds, you can do for 15 seconds. Then you can increase to 20 seconds. Then you can like that. We can keep increasing. Suddenly, don't try this highest duration of time. So we'll do the first set. Keep the hand here. So I'm going to do 8 count. If you want to do 8 count, you can do 8. Otherwise, you can do 6. So keep this mudra. Keep one hand here. Deep breathe. Then you can continuously do 8 breathe out, and breathing will be slide like that. You can do it. So let me do it. Please follow. I finished 8, then I am doing relax. So now after you finish one set, come to normal position, take normal breathe in, breathe out. Then when you feel comfort, then go to second set. I am doing second set. Then coming back, doing normal breathe in and normal breathe out. Then third set we will go. Keep the hand here, breathe in, then breathe out. Then normal breathe in and normal breathe out. So please understand, like we sometimes when you are breathing in, our stomach should come out. It should like balloon. It should bulge outside. So that only we are bringing more air to our lungs. So our stomach will be filled. By pumping our stomach, we are forcing our air to come out little bit faster. For that only we are pumping. And with the single breathing, with the lungs full of breathing, we can do continuous breathe outs. Otherwise, that active and passive. So your breathing will be slightly low and breathe out will be faster. This is only Kapalabhati's main concept. So this is the Kapalabhati. The last one will be Nadi Sodhana or Anulom Vilom Pranayama. It is the very easy. At the same time, little bit we need to do some observations. Like this also, there will be no hold in the beginning stage. Later stage only you can do holding of the breath. Now, so that your left hand should be Dhyana Mudra, you can keep it, and right hand you can go for a Nasika Mudra. So index and middle finger should be closed and folded like this, and next to 3 fingers should be kept like that. So you can place over the thumb should be placed in the right nostril, and this next to over 2 fingers should be in the left nostril. So this is the position of Nasika Mudra. So now with that finger, we have to close our right nostril, open the left nostril. Now just let me explain, then we can practice. So right nostril should be closed, left nostril should be open. Now we have to breathe in through left nostril, then close left nostril and open the right nostril and breathe out. Then breathe in through right nostril and close it and breathe out through left nostril. This is one round. Like that we can do 6 rounds into 3 sets. So we will do sit erect, and in this asana for better result we can close your eyes and we have to concentrate on your breath. So I will do, you can also follow me, do Nasika Mudra, Dhyana Mudra, keep your back straight, sit erect and close your eyes and place the hand on your nose. Close your right nostril, breathe in through left, close the left, open the right and breathe out. Then breathe in through right, close, breathe out through left. One round over, second round. Two round over, third round. Close. Breathe in. Close. Breathe out. 4 rounds over. Close. Breathe in. Close. Breathe out. 5 over. Breathe in. Hold. Open right and breathe out. Breathe in. Close. breathe out. After this, just keep both hand Dhyana Mudra and do normal breathe in and normal breathe out. This is only Nadi Sodhana Pranayama. This pranayama can be practiced 8 rounds, or 10 rounds, or 12 rounds according to the level of fitness. And if you feel 10 will be a little bit tougher, you can reduce. So practice some couple of 6 to 8 times in one round. Into 3 rounds you can do it. Then later stage you can increase the even duration, and each pranayama will have holding. So breathing in, hold for a couple of seconds. For example, if you are breathing in for 6 count, hold it for 3 count, then breathe out for 6 counts. After breathe out also, some amount of air will be there in the lungs. So that also we can hold it for 3 counts. So Puraga means inhalation, Kumbhaga, hold, and Exhaha, breathe out, and Sunya. Pura, Kumbhak, Exhale, and Sunya. So 4 phases are there. Breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. Again start, breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. So this is, but don't try the passing, that holding the breath position at the beginning stage. You may feel little bit comfort. Then only we can practice the holding of the breath. And when you are doing the pranayama at the beginning stage, at the starting level, you may feel little bit dizziness. You may feel little bit headache. And that and all, if you feel anything, any uncomfort, any apart from normal things happening, please stop doing. Then you can practice after 2-3 days. So nothing to worry, because we are going to do some inhale and exhale, normal only. Our body mechanical is saying that breathing and breathe out. We are saying it simple, but when you breathe full complete lungs, and when you do some exhalation with some external things like pumping the stomach, and when you are doing right nostril to left nostril and left nostril to right nostril, so when you are learning the new thing, you may feel uncomfort, but don't worry, by doing continuous practice, all these problems will be solved and you can live peacefully. Because breathing is very, very important. And now even for the corona, it is affecting our normal region only. So by practicing pranayama, it will be good for your daily day life. So like when you do 10 minutes to 15 minutes, pranayama is very effective. But you need to do continuously, and it's the same pattern you have to practice. So how the basic, we can categorize ourselves into basic, intermediate, and advanced. So first we are in basic, and how long you can be basics now till you get masters. The counting and breathing proper, breathe out proper, everything if you do. Now when you do Kapalabhati, you may not pump your stomach. So by practicing continuously, you will get the pumping. And when you pump, you may not breathe out. So all discomfort will be there. But with the full consciousness, if you continue the practice for a couple of 15 days to 20 days to 30 days to, if you even for 3 months, even 4 months, some experts are saying, but 6 months we should not do holding. So like that, when you do to intermediate, you can try holding also, and then you can reach to advanced stage. These are the common breathing exercise. This is the common pranayama. There are some Ujjaini, Sitali, Sitkari, like that. A lot of the pranayama exercises are there, but these are the basics. These are the basics as well as very easy. So with this proper breathing exercise, we may feel good. Then after the pranayama, there should be some meditation. So meditation is very, very, very important, because within the fraction of second, within the fraction of minute, our mind may think thousands of things. We may sit, we may watch, but our mind will go somewhere. So like for getting into control, getting to the consciousness. So what we have to do dhyana, this meditation we can do. The meditation, the simple and very effective method will chanting mantra will be there. Like we can do omkara, as we can do some kind of, even count also we can do it. As some God name we can do it. If you want, you can call your mother name. So that 108, generally we used to say 108 times. So like that you can count, and somebody may have mala. So the mala will count and we can do it. We can bring all our diversions together. We can bring our concentration together. Then we can get, when you do first couple of days, you cannot control your mind. And then after some practice, after if you practice regularly, you will get good concentration. Once if you control your mind and don't you focus only one thing, then you can easily succeed in your thoughts. So now only for 1 or 2 minutes we'll do dhyana. So sit in the same position. We are going to do mantra meditation, like doing this Ardha Padmasana position or sitting position, anything. And if you want, even sit in the chair also, no problem. Sit, close your eyes and keep this Dhyana Mudra. So left hand over your right hand, keep your back straight, lift your neck little bit apart, elevate your head like this, and now close your eyes and concentrate on your breath and say Omkara continuously. Continue chanting, and on your normal breathing and normal breathe out, try to bring your concentrate in the chanting continuously to Omkara, and bring your concentration together to one place, and your focus can be kept in between your eyebrows and feel the freedom. Concentrate on the single part. So don't make any diversions. Just focus in between your eyebrows, and you can feel this. Concentrate and do the chanting continuously. Now concentrate on your breathe in and breathe out, and please keep focusing your concentration in between your eyebrows. Concentrate. Just feel the impact of the practice. Feel the practice. Do normal breathe in and normal breathe out, and keep your back straight. Just breathe in and breathe out and concentrate, and don't take the concentration out of the focus. Your focus will be there only at the center of the eyebrow, and slowly breathe in and slowly breathe out. Okay, now just don't open your eyes. Do Namaskara Mudra in front of your body. You can fold your hand and keep Namaskara Mudra. Namaskara, now you can do it. And now for the closing prayer, we are going to do 3 times Omkara. And we can, even 3 times Omkara, along with the Shanti also we can do it. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Good, open your eyes. Now slowly rub your palm. Slowly rub your palm. And keep the palms on your eyes. And rub, gently rub your face. And keep your hands and look at your palm. Now you can open, and the session is over. I would like to say my sincere thanks to all the participants for the pleasure listening. And once again, I thank Dr. Sivasundaran sir for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share some knowledge with to people. Thank you so much. I hope we will meet in some other occasion. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.